Do you believe there's anything else out there in our galaxy or in other galaxies? Do you believe there's other types of planets or that we will be able to see it all? These are all questions early astronomers found themselves asking, and some of these questions were answered by the invention of the telescope. In 1609, in a small town in Holland, Galileo was working on his discoveries. These discoveries were using two lenses, and if you held them at the correct angle, you would be able to see 8 times the magnification of the naked human eye. And this was earth-shattering and groundbreaking knowledge for the people at the time. Galileo was able to see Jupiter, and this was shocking because until then, Earth was believed to be the only planet in our solar system. And Jupiter was now something new that nobody had ever heard of, and nobody wanted to believe because it went against the beliefs of the Catholic Church. Galileo also saw the moon, and he saw that it wasn't perfect, and this was shocking because before the telescope was invented, the moon was seen as smooth and round and created by God, so it had to be perfect. But he saw the mountains and valleys and craters that appear on Earth, and Albert Van Holten said that Galileo published in one of his books, The Starry Mysteries, that Earth was not special in any way, shape, or form. With the telescope, Galileo also discovered that Venus travels around the sun. He discovered this because he took several different nights of the week. He drew sketches of how Venus appeared using his telescope. He saw some nights it appeared closer and larger, and then other nights it appeared far away and as a crescent. And with the different shading and sizes of Venus, it couldn't change in size every single day. So the only fact could be that it was changing and moving further and closer to us. The invention of the telescope was shocking, but it's changed so much to how it is today. We can now see the flares in the sun, the red spot on Jupiter, and the canyons on Mars that are 5 times greater than the Grand Canyon we have here on Earth. These are all things that we see today that Galileo could only imagine. Giovanni Cassini was also a large contributor to the inventions found in the 1650s. He discovered that Saturn has rings and not just one ring, because Galileo believed that Saturn only had one ring. In the 1650s, they used 15 to 20 foot long telescopes, and telescopes were that long so that they could see farther because they believed the longer the telescope, the more you could see. However, that wasn't the case. They discovered that they needed to use mirrors instead of lenses, because when you're taking a lens, the light travels through it and it refracts and it breaks apart, and you see the different colors and the different lights, and everything ends up at a different place rather than one singular place. Mirrors, if they're curved, they attract light and focus it like a lens does, but instead of traveling through it, it creates one image that goes directly to one place. In Arizona, there's a telescope that is 28 feet wide, and it has 28 feet wide mirrors, and it creates almost perfect images. These images are like we see today when we Google, what does our solar system look like? This image is 64,000 times the image of the first telescope used with mirrors. It's shocking. And William Herschel was the person. He was an artist who loved looking at astronomy. He created his mirrors in his basement using his fireplace. He curved his mirrors, shaped them by hand, and wrote down all of his information in little notebooks and published them. And he was the latest discoveries from our universe until 1995, when they discovered a planet traveling around the star 51 Pegasi. Nothing has been discovered since then, but that was groundbreaking, knowing that there's another solar system out in a different galaxy. It's shocking. Do you believe that there's other things out there, or that we will be able to find it all? Do you think this is shocking information, and that we should be able to find more before the human race isn't here anymore? I believe so. I think that this information is groundbreaking.